Have you ever felt that no matter how much you pray, no matter how pure you try to live, something keeps blocking your path? Like invisible hands pulling the strings behind your back? Like shadows moving just beyond the edges of your vision? You haven't felt it yet, good. But if you have, then you've already been touched by the silent war. Padre Pio knew about this war. He didn't just believe it, he saw it. And he warned about an object so feared in the underworld that even demons avoid it like a curse. The St Benedict Medal. Do not think you understand it. Do not think you've heard the full truth from a sermon or a casual video. What you're about to discover was meant to be hidden, buried under centuries of silence. Are you still sure you want to know? Or will you turn away before it's too late? For centuries, the St Benedict Medal was quietly passed from hand to hand, among monks, among exorcists, among warriors who knew carrying it was like carrying a sacred weapon, a weapon that tears holes in the fabric of darkness. On the surface it's just cold metal, but hidden within it is a death sentence for everything that crawls in the shadows. Each symbol isn't just decoration. Each letter isn't random. Each one is a command, a spiritual strike. But there's a catch. The medal doesn't protect everyone. In fact, for some, it makes things worse. You've probably seen people wearing the medal without any change in their lives. You may even have one yourself hanging on your wall, gathering dust. Why doesn't it always work? Because the medal is not a magic charm. It's a living declaration of war. And war demands loyalty. War demands sacrifice. War demands understanding. Padre Pio revealed that the medal operates on 3 levels at once. The physical, guarding your body, your home. The spiritual, severing the attachments of darkness. The personal, transforming your soul into a fortress. But if you dare to carry it without knowing what it truly is, if you wear it like an accessory, if you touch it without respect, you might as well paint a target on your soul, because the enemy will see you. And if you are unprepared, they will come. Padre Pio revealed that there are 3 conditions, 3 sacred pillars, without which the St Benedict Medal is nothing more than dead metal. First pillar, sacred knowledge. You must know what each symbol means. Every mark is a prayer of exorcism. Every letter is an ancient sentence written against the tempters and destroyers of souls. Knowledge is not optional. Ignorance is your death sentence. Second pillar, authentic consecration. A medal not properly blessed is a disconnected weapon. It holds the form but not the force. Padre Pio insisted. It must be blessed by the correct ritual and renewed by your personal dedication, like a sword that you sharpen before every battle. Third pillar, strategic application. The medal must be placed in key locations, not as a superstition, but as a network of defenses, corners of your home, entry points, under your pillow while you sleep, where you are most vulnerable, and carried on your body not as a lucky charm, but as a declaration of allegiance to a kingdom not of this world. You will know when the St. Benedict Medal starts to work, not because you feel safe, but because all hell will break loose. At first, you may experience turbulence, sudden arguments, restless nights, shadows in the corners of your home that seem thicker than usual, dreams that make you wake up gasping, heart racing. This is not failure. This is not the medal not working. This is the darkness resisting. When true light enters a house long claimed by the shadows, there is always a backlash, always a final desperate strike before the enemy is forced out. Padre Pio warned, expect the storm before the calm. The more violent the resistance, the more certain your victory. But only if you hold your ground, only if you stand where others would run. There is a trick that has been used against countless souls. A simple, deadly trick. Convince you that none of this matters. The enemy will whisper, it's just a medal. You're being superstitious. This is old-fashioned nonsense. And if you believe it, you will surrender your only weapon. Without even realizing it, you must remember, the more powerful a tool, the more desperately the enemy wants you to think it's worthless. The St. Benedict Medal isn't popular in modern spirituality because it's too real, too ancient, too potent. It doesn't play by the new rules of comfort and self-indulgence. It demands awareness. It demands strength. And above all, it demands faith, a kind of faith that modern culture has almost forgotten. Padre Pio taught something few dare to repeat. The medal itself is not the source of the power. It is the key, or the door. The true battleground is not your home, not your family, not even the world outside. 2. The medal works by resonating with the divine authority that lies buried inside you, the part of you that the darkness fears, the part that no demon can touch once awakened. When you use the metal with conscious intent, when you align your soul to the force it represents, you become something more than protected. You become dangerous. You are no longer just defending yourself. You are threatening the dominion of the unseen. There is a price for carrying this weapon and forgetting its purpose. Neglect turns protection into vulnerability. A neglected metal becomes a beacon for opportunistic spirits, the ones that seek cracks, mistakes, weaknesses. Padre Pio warned, "To treat a sacramental with contempt is to grant your enemy entry by your own hand." Those who carried the metal like a fashion statement, those who placed it without faith, without understanding, without reverence, they found themselves more haunted than before. You cannot fool the spiritual world. It sees through your mask. Either you carry the metal with the fire of true faith, or you carry an open invitation for chaos. There is no middle ground. There is a moment when everything changes, when the attacks stop, when the fear evaporates, when you realize the enemy is no longer circling you, because you have become unapproachable. Padre Pio described it like this: "The soul aligned with divine authority becomes a flame too fierce for the shadows to endure." This is the goal. Not just survival, not just peace, domination. The darkness no longer invades your space because your very presence is agony to it. You don't just defend your home, you sanctify it. You don't just protect your family, you uplift them into the light. You become the eye of the storm, unshakable, untouchable, unbreakable. There is one last thing you must know. If you choose this path, if you decide to awaken this sleeping weapon within you, you can never go back. Once you are seen by the forces of darkness as a threat, they will never forget you. You will live marked not for death, but for a different kind of battle. A life of constant vigilance, a life of purpose. Padre Pio himself lived this way, attacked, tormented, harassed by the unseen, because his very existence was a battlefield. But he would not have chosen differently, and neither should you. You were not made to be prey. You were made to be a weapon. Right now, you stand at the edge. One step forward, and you awaken a force that changes everything. One step back, and you return to the half-life of unseen slavery. No one can choose for you. Not me. Not your priest. Not even Padre Pio. Only you. Take the metal. Learn it. Bless it. Honor it. And become what you were always meant to be. Or walk away and pretend you were never warned.